So, welcome to the 56th Australian Indoor Bias Bowls Championship. And on the mat is the men's pairs between New South Wales 1 and South Australia 1. New South Wales team is John Shen and Ian Ogilvy, Mike Harwood and Milton Hawke Jr. representing South Australia. Played over 16 ends. New South Wales are leading off. No, sorry. South Australia have led off. John's just a little bit short of the jack. This will be a pretty intense game. Ian Ogilvy has got a very high standard of bowls. He's represented Australia on many occasions in the Trans-Tasman Test Series. A very accomplished singles player. Been a national champion on many occasions. Milton Hawke Jr.'s from Broken Hill. Milton Hawke Sr. has been a delegate and umpire and a long-term representative with over 200 games of representative bowls for South Australia. So far, the South Australians have built a reasonably strong head. Ogilvy is just getting a feel for the mat. This side of the mat is drawing a little more than the other side, so we've got to be a little more positive in the direction coming up. This mat's a little uphill and downhill. It's a fairly new carpet. It's only been in service for this week, so it's going to play in better and better as we go through the week. So thank you to the Tasmanian Indoor Bias Bowls and the northern districts of Tasmanian outdoor bowls for supplying the live streaming equipment, and Shannon who's pushing all the buttons. And disturbs the shot bowl just enough, kicking the jack sideways. Gives them an opportunity to promote the New South Wales bowls forward. New South Wales are playing with the black bowls. Mike Harwood's drawing down the broadcast side of the mat, trying to cover the bowl of Ian's just in front of the box. John's been a long time New South Wales representative. Ian's called him to draw through, promote the bowls, but just not quite the right line. It's only about 3/4 width on that far side of the mat. Certainly with any pace on the bowl, it doesn't draw. Mike's bowls dropped short, unfortunately, in there, and probably made it a bit more difficult for John to play through the shot bowls of. So Ian is still calling him through there, even though Mike's bowls got into the chip mix. Just clipping the edge of the black bowl, unfortunately, didn't alter the situation. So 2 shots, potentially 3, 4 on South Australia's side. So Milton Hawke Jr. and Mike are discussing options and the risk of Ian promoting one of the shot New South Wales bowls. So the plant is on. Milton's playing a fairly steady bowl through, promoted 3 into the head. So count at the moment I think would be 4. Ian's a little frustrated with the lie of the land there. I think Milton's cut off the opportunity to promote the New South Wales bowl in. So Ian's reassessing the options. Ian's given it a fair old weighted shot. Unfortunately, taking the outside shot bowl of New South Wales out of the head. These early few ends will be a case of finding the pace and line of the mat. First 5 ends is really reading the mat, working out what you can and can't achieve with it. Another position bowl by Milton Jr. Still certainly 3 shots of measure for the 4th. And still assessing the options. Ian's found the edge of the mat, unfortunately. That side of the mat is not cooperating particularly well for anyone. 3 shots to South Australia. So that's a good confidence booster for them. South Australia are playing a full length, coming down the hill. see how they manage to run into this one. Mike's picked up the jack on the first attempt. John responds with almost a near perfect bowl behind the jack. Possibly just down, holding one at the moment. Jack's about an inch and a half behind John's bowl, Mike's bowl. Excellent weight. Matches John's bowl. John drops a little bit short of the head. If you're looking for the current results, if you go to indoorbowlswarrnambool.com.au, you'll find the daily updates from the national event, and you'll see the standings and each of the event pages. So check that out at indoorbowlswarrnambool.com.au. Junior has found the outside edge of the carpet. Again, that's the side you can't get really more than 3/4 width. And Ogilvy puts a position bowl in, and that's fallen in for shot. Call is to come down the swooping side or the broadcast side of the carpet. Milton Junior is around about 3/4 width and just cuts through the gap. So you've really got to be brave and go to the edge of the mat. Get the turn back to enter the corner of the box. It's probably easier to play down the narrower hand. Ian's delivery's drawn down to that front shot bowl of New South Wales. Laid it over, hasn't promoted it into the score count. So Mike has come down the wide side. He's managed to get into the head, kicked out the second shot of New South Wales. Calls to come down the wide swooping hand. Follow Mike's bowl down, sit on that yellow bowl. A little bit short on for weight there, so I believe South Australia, possibly with the second shot. I think my Ian's are still sitting as shot. Even though it's downhill, it still needs to be played with a little bit of positive approach. The new mat's just a little bit furry, a little bit resistive to the bowls. Mike's bowl is trickling through. Made the lead yellow bowls position, but didn't disturb the head. And John discussing the options. Looks like Ian's lost a little bit of weight over the last 12 months, so trim, taut and terrific, as they'd say. John's given it every bit of the green, but just found the edge. The new mats aren't holding particularly well at the moment in the last 2 inches to the edge. The bowls are tending to drift off the side. So you see the skips, Milton Junior and Ian Ogilvy go to the head to deliver their bowls. Milton Junior again drops short. Discussion there, still not 100% on who's holding the shot. Mike was indicating up and down. Waiting for Ian. He's very disciplined in his preparation. Right to the very edge. Had the desired effect, I think, rocking the jack back. Long discussion between Milton and Mike Hayward as to what to approach this with. Mike's come down the wide side. Milton's come down the wide side, didn't quite make the head. serious look at the lie of the land there from Ian and John. Still making decisions. Not sharing it though, as to what they're going to do. We'll see shortly. The result. We'll leave it to one shot to South Australia. It leaves us with a score of 3 shots to South Australia. 4 shots to South Australia. The scoreboard hasn't been updated as yet. 2 ends played. So, a nice short end to work with this time. Shots currently for New South Wales. North just drifting a little under the head. Three shots now to New South Wales. Milton Jr. coming down the narrower side of the mat, trying to rest 2 of the shot bowls with his. Just holding wide on there. His weight was perfect to dislodge 2 of the shot bowls, but unfortunately didn't pick them up. Ian has a chance now to add to the value. Gentle weight. It's created a situation where one bowl may go out of the head, but it would still leave them with 3. Currently holding 4 shots. So Mike Haywood's reply will be to try and break up the shots count at the moment that New South are holding. John drops the bowl a little bit, take the pace off, and winds up being short of the head. Be nice and low and smooth to get the correct weight. Can't afford to let the bowl drop. John has drawn a protection bowl on the outside, a blocker. Haywood's again dropped short of the head. There's still 4 shots on offer there for New South Wales. John and Ian discussing their options. The next one will come in on the narrow side of the mat. Try and get past Mike's short bowl. Phillip for 5. John's bowl's a little narrow and knocks Mike's forward, but still probably 3 shots there for New South Wales. Milton Jr.'s sighting up now to promote Mike Haywood's bowl into the head. He's got through the head, flipped the jack sideways. And it's probably given South Australia 1 shot. Milton Jr. has advantage if he can draw the bowl back. He has 4 bowls sitting behind the New South Wales cluster. So Ian's got the advantage at the moment of having 2 bowls to play. So he can try and gain some coverage. Draw to cover the Mike Haywood's bowl, pushed it back. So opportunity, certainly 1, possibly 3 if Mike's bowl has fallen far enough out. Milton Jr. trying to sit Ian Ogilvy's shot bowl. Given it every chance, and yes, he's pulled that one nicely. Take back the advantage. So from being 4 shots up earlier in the head, Ian now is playing to recover 1 shot. Trails it back. Potentially 2 shots. Going to be a measure. 1 with a measure for the second. Just while the players are getting organised for the measure, give you an update on the Bill Newman Trophy. The Bill Newman Trophy sees Tasmania on 38, Victoria on 34, New South Wales on 22 and Queensland on 18. The Bill Newman Trophy is for the junior bowlers and is part of the overall Jack Gore Trophy. In the Jack Gore Trophy, the standings are Tasmania on 196, Victoria on 187, Queensland on 135, New South Wales on 113, and South Australia on 81. So Bit of a reversal there. Victoria was on top yesterday, coming into the play. So Tasmania have caught up and overtaken Victoria. So the challenge there is how well the teams play today, going into tomorrow's final day. There's only one round of games tomorrow. So it's going to be a really close tussle for Victoria and Tasmania over these next three games. We saw Max Evans defeat Arthur Finch earlier this morning in the singles, men's singles. So that will see Max Evans go on, we believe, to win the gold medal. If he can keep that form up. Haywood's opening bowl drifts just past the jack. John Chen's first bowl remains a shot. Ball is played again. John takes every possible inch of the carpet and sits right at the very back of the mat. So the standing in the men's pairs at the moment, Tasmania 2 are on 11 points, then Queensland 1 on 9, New South Wales 1 on 8, and South Australia 1 on 6. So these players are playing for the bronze medal position at the moment. Milton Jr. taking the only New South Wales bowl at the back of the mat off. Ian Ogilvy again drawing perfectly weighted bowl to take 3 shots. Standings at the moment are 4-2. 4 to South Australia. Milton Jr. again just brushing the head. Chen reaches the head, just brushes a shot bowl, slides off a little bit out of the head. Won't be of any consequence out there. Haywood is again coming down on that narrower hand, but dropping short. A bit of frustration slipping in there. John again coming down the wider hand needs just to reach the two shot bowls at the front of the head. Little better pace this time. Just clips the two bowls, lays the shot bowl down flat, about an inch off the jack. So Mike's got something to rock the bowl with. Use delivery. Got a little bit of a wick from that outside bowl to get it back into the head, but I think the New South Wales are still holding shot on there. Ogilvy's drawn down and right into the head, but unfortunately didn't add value to the head. Just crossed. So Milton's coming to the head, looking to get a touch of the shot bowl of New South Wales to kick the jack back. Taking a fairly wide line, possibly just over the draw point, but the weight was correct to line it up. Needs to keep that weight. And Ogilvy's looking at the effect if the jack does get drawn through the head. Looking to play a similar shot to Milton. Ian's taken a slightly narrower line. Just depends on the weight. He's rocked the shot bowl. So that actually moves the jack. Milton Jr.'s following that previous bowl down of Ian's. Looks like almost a dead draw. Mike's very happy with that one. One shot for South Australia. shots there from Mike. See what John can do to recover that. Going with a fair bit of pace. Pulls up at the back of the mat, which is a long-term goal. Corrected from the first one that went right off the back. And another nice draw there from Milton Hawke Jr. Leaves Ian though with a nice target with the jack between the two bowls. Starting to dial the carpet in now with weight and line. So excellent bowl from Ian. Placing the shot bowl, taking the shot. Milton Junior's coming down the broadcast side of the mat. I think this side is probably a fraction slower, and it does tend to drop short on this side. Okay, and then checking the position of the jack in relation to his bowl. Can sit on the back yellow for the second shot. Just dropped, and this is one of the things that we've noticed over the week, that trying to get a dead draw is difficult. Need to be just a little bit more positive than we'd normally see the bowls roll on. They're just finishing a little bit quicker, stopping quicker. Haywood coming down the broadcast side. I should say coming up the broadcast side. Again, suffering the dropping short. And just coming up a little bit early there that causes the drop off of pace. John Shin coming down the narrower hand, getting more pace. So I've just got a feeling that this broadcast side is a little bit slower today than we've seen it. Hopefully Mike can pick up on that. Unfortunately, no, again, a little bit of a dumping of the bowl was taking the effect of pace away. John Shen again coming down the far side of the mat. His weight's good. Just getting 4 inches short of the ideal. The challenge for Milton Jr. is to try and get a little bit of movement on the jack. He has a bowl behind the shot bowl. For Ian, it'll be a case of trying to reach that yellow bowl sitting behind the jack. Milton has got the first opportunity. Gives it a reasonable push, but with the mat dying off that little bit, it's dropping short into the short bowls. The skipper's lament of short, narrow bowls. The bowl that's been dislodged to the far side of the carpet is just in the way for Mike to turn in to draw round and get that resting spot. And goes right to the edge of the carpet. His weight just reaches the back of the mat. Only needs to drop a foot off that weight and it would still draw in nicely for that extra shot. Hilton Jr. is also playing a slightly narrower hand. Right to the edge and off. Probably needed to come across in the box a little bit just to get the angle. Milton started right on the boundary line of the box. Ian's come in about 2 inches. And also, so it's probably about 3 to 4 inches in from the edge of the box as the ideal starting point. You see one black bowl removed. Then a circle. One down. There's the indication from Mike Hayward. So 1 to New South Wales. Takes them on to 3 to 5 for South Australia. We're playing 16 ends here, so contest continues. It's a low-scoring game at the moment, but the standard of bowls is really good. Good morning to Catherine Wines. Welcome on board, and thank you for all that great work that you're doing with the local players' stats. Two solid bowls there from John Shen. Mike Hayward to respond. Mike's probably holding shot at the moment, but needs one behind the group. Drops it off the side of the mat. Again, it's just that little bit of inconsistency of the mat. Unfortunately, they haven't been putting the scores up for emergencies map. But so far, Rita's looking fairly good there, Catherine. She's been rolling the jack pretty regularly. I'll try and keep an eye on the situation and find out what's going on there. Welcome, Sam Hawke. We miss you, Sammy. Be great to see you back on the bowling scene down this way. Certainly, Junior and Mike are doing well at this point. 5-3 lead. You know, he'll be playing the weighted shot into the head. Just gets the clip of the bowl and opens it. Gives New South Wales second shot. Junior draws down, just ducks underneath the black bowl, but lays it over, so it's not as easy to roll in to drag the jack back. I think that'll be the plan of attack, though, for John Shen to just reach the jack bowl, take it back towards the second and third bowls for New South Wales. John's bowls reached perfectly down and popped the yellow bowl out of the head and taken shot. So Ian's indicating one to New South Wales at the moment. He wants to try and put one back into the head. Again, Mike's just dropping the bowl that little bit and killing the pace. Needs to be a little lower and a bit more smooth coming out on the delivery. Still got a long way to go in this game. Only 5 ends in. John again coming down the same hand, trying to again just rest the shot pole and move the jack back. Got it away nice and smooth. It's just reached the head, but didn't alter the current position. It has lined up nicely against the yellow, so could pop that yellow out of the head without a lot of work. Mike Haywood's taken more grass this time. Managed to sneak it right round, cut the back two black bowls out of the count. Ian Ogilvy's coming down the broadcast side, also trying to draw through to counteract Mike Haywood's bowl. It's heading in, wick off the outside black and perfectly rolls the yellow out of the head and gives him certainly second shot. Milton Jr. is looking at an option on the narrower side, the far side of the carpet. Trying to move the yellow bowl forward. He's decided to come down the wide side, follow Mike and Ian's previous bowls down, try and replace the second shot bowl. Lost a little bit of weight. No change to the head. Ian's gone to the outside and dropped off. So the commitment is to come down the broadcast side, try and come in through that nice little open gate. Last bowl was a bit short on weight. Certainly a bit more positive in the delivery, but lost his line and unfortunately just took the second shot bowl out of the head. So one black, two blacks. Taken three. It's four. Four black. So big pickup there for New South Wales. Makes it 6-5. So big boost there for New South Wales. New South Wales one is sitting in third position on 8 points. South Australia one sitting on 6 points. So quite an important game for both sides. The percentage is the biggest difference at 94% for South Australia one, and New South Wales one are sitting on 151. Oh, there you go. Like they were just inches the shot out of the clutches of John. moves the jack sideways. Gives him an opportunity now to reset the head. Our junior boys and junior girls are going quite well in the Bill Newman, Vic 1, Hannah Jackson sitting on 12 points with a percentage of 324. And Yuvi from Ballarat playing Vic 1 is also on 12 points with a percentage of 290. They're followed by Tasmania for the girls sitting on Tasmania 1, sitting on 10, and Tassie 2 also sitting on 10, only separated by percentage. And in the junior boys, Tassie 2 and Tassie 1 are second and third. So Victoria just holding the top spots there. Young Ivy Curry, our 9-year-old representatives, sitting on 4 points. So well done to Ivy and to Paul Curry, her dad, for having a crack at the Nationals. Curry family have been involved with the Nationals over many years. Ian takes the widest line possible and draws a shot. So line and weight is the critical thing on this map. You get that the weight right and it will draw. You've certainly got to take plenty of carpet. Milton's playing a little bit of more weight to the head. Unfortunately, it dislodged their shot bowl. The second shot bowl, I should say. So, but it does give them a bowl behind now, so he can try and trail the jack back. John is coming to the broadcast side. Needs to draw fairly wide. And you just give it a little bit of a wobble. And that takes a little pace off the bowl, so it's dropped short. Stayed almost along the centre line of the mat. Small adjustment to be made on the next delivery. Mike Hayward is trying to reach and has successfully knocked the short bowl up into the head and for shot. So John's challenge is to come down that side and draw the yellow bowl off the shot. Miscommunication with John. Mike Hayward now is again looking to come through, consolidate that one shot. Coming down the broadcast side. A little wobble in it, looking for the edge of the black, but got it square. Still only the one shot. So after 6 ends, 7 shots to New South Wales, 5 to South Australia. Ogleby draws down, just cuts underneath, sits check, just forward of jack, and certainly second shot. Milton Jr. has the option of trailing jack back, potentially giving 3 shots. Still can't dead. It's not forgiving so far as trying to have a dead draw. Just need to attack the jack more than try to dead draw it. Oogleby's coming to the broadcast side of the map, trying to replace the yellow or trail the jack around the caller. I've got 2 bowls potentially there for shot. And he's taken enough grass, but unfortunately the weight was just down. So what shot at the moment to South Australia? Opportunity again for Milton Jr. Milton Jr.'s given it plenty of presence, and yes, he's neatly dislodged the black bowl and picked up 2 shots. So ties the game up. Just an update on Rita Mungene's game. Looks like Rita's gone down. Unfortunately, Tassie have taken that one. So we'll see who comes next in the emergency playoff. Start building behind the head. Our friendly pigeons haven't returned this morning as yet. A little bit short, but again, not in a bad position. The call was to be behind the jack. The slow mats have caused a few delays on the events and caused the spare mat to be brought into play. beautiful wake. Drew to the box. Certainly value always with bowls behind the jack. Just an update there on Rita Mungine. Yes, lost by one. So tight challenges. Lost to Tassie. New South Wales holding 2 shots at the moment. It'll be dropping short. It's difficult to get consistency on this map. The weight is so critical. The slightest variation gets a fairly big variation. Okay, withdraws down and sits there for probably third shot. Just remind you, if you're looking for today's results, have a look at indoorbowlswarrnambool.com.au, and day three's postings are up there. You can download and see all the different formats of the game and the standings for each of the states. Individual names are displayed at the bottom of each column, so you can find your favourite player. Ian Ogley is drawn beautifully behind the jack, giving them potentially 3 shots. So we'll come again the presentation side. Just has to draw gently around those lead bowls. Ian's good. The weight is just a little bit over. Drifts on past. Here's the opportunity for Ian. Calling two. One, John's replied. Ian's indicating he'll come down the broadcast side, try and draw in. Just rocked the yellow over. That may have put it into count. We're doing the circle work, trying to get the agreement. Gone for the measures. So that was one shot to New South Wales. 8-7 after 8 ends. You can see the level of competition is very tight. The challenge goes on between the two leads. Pressure of John and Mike. Shorter ends. John obviously likes a slightly longer end. Ian has played many international events on the shorter format mats. So this won't be a challenge as far as Ian's concerned. Position goals from Milton Jr. Start building the head. Beautiful resting touch there from Ian Ogilvy. The two blacks. John's Green come around it, cover the back. Press the South Australian bowl. And just brushes the edge of the yellow. Falls down. So on the ladies singles, Narelle Baker is sitting on top of the ladder with 12 points at the moment. And Jacinta Marnie is sitting on 7. Mike rattles ahead, but doesn't change the result. See if we can protect the shots they've got now for John. John gets around that lead bowl, sits the second yellow. Certainly gives them something in the back of the head. Okay, Woods again got to try and move the jack back. Plays up through the centre. Clips the jack, but again, just out of luck and doesn't draw the jack back. John comes to the head to have a check. Jack's hidden from view in the delivery end. Reach back behind the shot bowl. There's two catching bowls behind there. They're the ones that need to be covered. John's given a reasonable run and sits nicely in between the jack and the two yellow bowls for second shot. Milton Jr. taking the wider line on the back side of the map. Replaces John's bowl. Still holding shot for New South Wales. He returns the favour, drops another shot ball in there, and becomes the primary shot. Milton Jr. needs to follow that bowl down. If he rests on that, he'll fall in for shot. Milton Jr.'s given it every chance. Just drifted past the outside of the bowl. So New South are holding 1, possibly 2. Bean can reach his shot bowl. There's a good chance of 3 shots. Nice gentle draw. Perfect bowl. Perfect bowl. Three down. Was the call from Mike, so that gives New South Wales the situation of being back in front on 10 to South Australia 8. So thanks again to the Blacktown Council and the traders here at Stanhope Gardens and the Tasmanian Bowls Group for the live stream. We're very fortunate to be able to bring all this terrific action to you live from the Blacktown Recreational Centre. Again, John just drifts the bowl slightly high, drops to the edge of the mat. Mike Hayward takes every inch of material that's available. It drops off the back of the mat. So just forgetting that that is the narrower hand running along those outside edges are unforgiving. John's done it twice now, so the challenge is keeping things under control. Thanks, Catherine, for the feedback. Milton Jr. coming down the broadcast side. Draws beautifully down. Takes 2 shots. Both leads losing a little bit of control on those early deliveries. Skippers have got back on the right tram for this. Ian Ogilvy uses perfect resting weight, taking that shot. Milton Jr. follows Ian down, just a fraction narrow, collects one of the shorter bowls. Ever so important to get your line right in those first few ends. This is we're up to the 9th end and they're still varying their weight and line. So haven't quite settled, still not 100% with this mat. It is a difficult mat. Ian's drawn a very good rear bowl, covered the back of the mat perfectly. And this is what we're hoping for. Hayward again just letting the bowl drop and losing his pace. So Matt, you need to be low and smooth with your delivery. If not, you're going to pay the penalty of dropping short. Ian's delivery is very smooth, follows it through nicely, finishes behind the head. It's given them a perfect situation to be able to draw the jack back, make a multiple. This time by Hayward again, letting the bowl drop, dropping short again by a good metre. Always something to be careful of. Lifting your head too soon after your delivery. You need to stay down, follow through. Ian is a perfect study of concentration. Again, just a little bit wider on the mat to get it to draw back to the tee. Milton Junior's give it a little bit more push. Lifted it up, covered the back two bowls. New South are holding one shot. Tasmania are starting to get vocal. Pressure's on for scores. Big drawing bowl from Ian. Just whistles past the back yellow. Laid it down. Still only one shot to New South. Milton Junior has the opportunity to drag the jack off the shot bowl. One black. New South on to 11. South Australia 8. Shout out to Max Wines for all his great work in keeping the Lottie Brigade up. Nicknamed him the Candy Man. Keeping the hydration up also for all of the players here at the Blacktown Centre. Call out Pam and Catherine Wines also, not with us this year, but hopefully we'll catch up after the Nationals are completed. So John can capitalise on his first bowl. Second bowl is again, just that little bit closer to the jack. They're holding two. Next, giving it a fair bit of push. Just reached John's bowl. Again, a little bit of frustration. When you can hear the bowl bump on the floor, you can guarantee you've taken pace out of it. Ian's very concentration, perfect picture of delivery, consistency in his action has it's got him to such a high level. Small adjustment by Ian has put him right up to the jack, taking shot. Again, keeping that nice smooth action. Milton Jr. has taken every part of the carpet possible. Finished right at the end. Two good position bowls behind the jack. Jack's tucked in fairly well though. It's almost invisible from the delivery end. Perfect bowl from John. Sitting that jack high gives Mike a good sight of where the jack's positioned and play to sit on that jack high bowl. Again, that little drop of the jack bowl, taking the pace out. There's the instruction for John, draw to the yellows. Come and have a look. So there's the instruction from Ian. Reach those yellows. Drawing in between the shot bowl and the yellows is really good. John's given it the right grass. That's almost the perfect result. Moving that rock bowl back to cover the two yellows, so any movement of the jack is restricted. There's the call. Mike's got to reach the head, wait to the back of the mat. Certainly reach the head, move the jack and one of the shot bowls to the side, but not quite enough to get the jack back. New South are sitting with potentially 3 shots. Always important to keep hydrated while you're playing bowls. I notice Milton Jr. with a good litre bottle of water. Ogilvy is throwing it out pretty wide and drawing up to the head, moving one of the shots towards the jack. Not into the count though. Still an option there. Mike's calling Milton Jr. to play into the head. Try and plant the shot bowl to give the jack movement back to the back of the mat. Milton Jr. is certainly not going to die wondering, and the result was pretty positive for him. Drove the jack back against the back bowls. It sprung forward and has given them 2 shots. Didn't need to be excessive weight. It was only a matter of being able to dislodge the shot bowl. Controlled weight. It's open there for Ian to draw in and pick up the jack, trail it. Little feather, no, didn't get in there, so Milton's sitting with 2 shots. We'll bring them back into contention. Opportunity possibly for 3. Again, just needing to be positive to reach that. Milton's shot, I think it was only relocated the shot bowl and the potential second shot. Certainly taken 1, going for the measure for the second. And on mat 32, we have the ladies singles event being relocated. So we'll be able to keep you updated on the progress of that one. That's the New South Wales one. Yvonne Clark, South Australia one. So 1 to South Australia, moves them on to 9-11. Looking to see South Australia 1 is Jeanette Stott. So Jeanette versus Helen. Oh, sorry, Yvonne Clark. We're up to the 11th end. after this game, we'll have the ladies' fours. We're still to be advised which of the fours games we see. So again, the instruction being behind. John's done that. Contests on between Tassie and the rest of the world. They're fighting hard. The Ogle again goes down the wide, the far side of the map. Bowl holes out there. You've got to stay 3/4 width. Milton Jr. follows that down. Again, building behind the head a lot more on this end. Now Ian puts a position bowl in, one side of the jack. Mike Hayward comes through a little bit of weight, disturbed the head. Unfortunately, didn't have quite the effect he was hoping. So about a foot overweight. John coming down to just roll the lead black bowl over. A bit of a conversion shot. Controlled weight. Perfect bowl. Positioned. Squeezes the two yellows out of the count. Jack is loaded on the black bowl. So the movement. Next challenge is to reach the two black bowls, spring the jack back. Just reaching it, just rattled them, but didn't spring the jack free. New South got one bowl to come from John. I think Ian's looking at the danger behind the jack where there's those two yellow bowls sitting. Trying and create a catching position. Okay, the word is draw into it. See what John can achieve here. Tried to take a bit more grass and dropped off the edge. Unfortunately, it's a wasted bowl once that occurs, so you've got to keep the discipline of keeping the bowl on the mat. You've got to keep adding value all the time with where the position is. So don't waste a bowl by dropping it too short or off the side or off the back. Basic coaching principles. And our pigeons have returned. Must be lunchtime. They keep coming around when the smorgasbord is on. Rattled the head. Changed the position of one of the shot bowls, but not out of the count. Looks as though he's going to put a blocker in. Trying to block those bowls in, lock them so they can't lose the bowl out of the head. And Milton Jr. plays a little bit of weight onto them. Just ducked under, and that last bowl of Ian's proves to be the target. Coming down this side, the broadcast side, you've got to give it a little bit more grass than the other side. Just swings across into that corner. They call for the umpire to get a measure. So the moment the umpires are getting into position. Chocking the bowls so they don't move. Takes a little bit of time to set up the head, so you, as an umpire, it won't disturb. The players need to indicate to the umpire what they're requesting to be done. As far as the measurement's concerned, they may have agreed to what is shot, the second shot. The umpire was able to remove the second shot so they could get a clear measurement. It's important that the umpire is given correct information as to the lie of the head and what the players are able to do or not achieve in their own measurement. So that was a three-shot situation for New South Wales. So it's moving forward, giving them a little bit of a breathing space. John's thrown it to a full length. So Mike Hayward now has to adjust his delivery just to get that extra length. Reaches John's bowl, but he's on the far side of John's bowl so far as the jack is concerned. John's drawn right round those bowls for a resting toucher. We finally have some sunshine back in Sydney. We've had a few days of overcast and rain, but the sun is starting to shine again. So we're starting to see a bit of a weakness there in South Australia's side with Mike Hayward just dropping short again. Just got to get that delivery working a little better. Juniors trying the wider side. At the weight, not quite. Picked up that short bowl of Ian's. Cut it short, so New South still 2 shots. Tasmania are getting excited over on the men's pairs rink. George Straffen and Travis Hedger, 2 Victorian players over there. Situation now is just resting on the black bowl. Second shot's certainly sitting there for South Australia. Mike's dropped it off the mat, so leaves John with the chance. Ian's called him up to have a look, sitting with that nice position bowl. nearing his hand on the very outside of the boat. Perfect weight. Sets it into the box. Would be second shot. Mike's got to reach that critical point of the box. Coming down the wide side. He's got to have a fair bit of weight to get up the hill and disturb the black bowls. Certainly has the weight. Just out of luck. Is he reaching the head, hitting the shot bowls that he wanted, and the three of them scatter around the jack. Some days the bowling gods aren't fair. Calling far side of the mat for Ian to go down. Try and draw into the box. Again, the weight's got to be right. Be a little bit light with your weight, you'll drop short into the catch net. Just rolled it over, so not quite in the count. But again, protects the head coming for the wide side down the broadcast side. So challenge to get contact on the yellow bowl. Unfortunately, Milton Jr. gets the wrong feather, takes the jack off. That's a 4-shot penalty. The end is replayed from the same direction. So that's the momentum point in the game that you certainly don't need. Once you're into the 12th end, a knock-off is really hard to come back from. Certainly the Tasmanian team is getting around their players over in the pairs, men's pairs. Plenty of cheering and clapping going on. The ladies singles on map 32, Yvonne Clark on 2, and Jeanette Stout is on 4. Resting toucher there from Mike Haywood. John's 2 bowls are just short. Unfortunately, John's second bowl doesn't put any pressure on. Let's see what Ian Ogilvy can do with this one. Nice line, the weight pretty well spot on. Just clipped the previous bowl of John's, pushes it back. Junior puts the second shot in. Ian Ogilvy changes hand. Slows Milton Junior down. Beautiful weight, controlled weight, takes the shot bowl out, turns it from 1 down to 4 up. Oh, Milton Junior. This is not a good time to drop it off. That'll be a 2-shot penalty. The skippers are playing in the position of number 2. So that accounts for the penalty of 2. So far the penalties have amassed to 6. And we're still playing the same end. Quickly the game can get away from you. A little bit of bad luck like that. John again just consistently keeps putting the shot bowls in. Pressure's back on Mike Hayward. Good full delivery this time, reaching the box. John Chan follows through, covers that back bowl of Mike's. Mike again takes a bit of grass but drops the weight off. Drops short. Ogilvy has drawn the shot on the far side of the mat and keeping a very consistent line. Milton Junior fraction wider and just rolls in, almost cuts out one of the shots. And still has control on that side of the mat. Ian's coming down the broadcast side. Right to the edge, beautiful control. Drops it in there, looking at 3 shots. Milton's under a lot of pressure now. Game plays a little bit of weight. This time it does work. 3 down to 2 up. ball is to play onto the front yellow, move the black back into shot, moving the jack back is still available as well. So John's playing with a reasonably firm delivery. Certainly positive. And that plan B worked pretty well, rolled the shot bowl out. Second shot is still sitting with South Australia. John's managed to keep it on the mat and around the very back and sits down right beside the jack. So great correction there. Tighter bowl this time from John, picking up the front yellow. He missed it last time and picked up the other optional yellow, but this time needs to be the front one. Again, a positive shot, slightly narrower. Just rolled it over. Chance that Milton can get 3 into the head. He's got a 6-shot deficit in penalties. So Mike's given him an opportunity there. They've rolled to the back into the count, I think. But Ian is sitting with an advantage of having 3 bowls behind the jack and in line, so he's only got to sit on that jack high bowl to bring it back into his nest of bowls. Comes down nicely, touches the outside bowl, but doesn't move the jack sufficiently. So South Australia are holding in 1 shot. Milton Junior's certainly got 2 shots now. There's a deficit to work off before the deficit 6 shots. He's got potentially 2 shots there. He's able to claim. Sure, Ian will try and draw down to the jack. No, he's dropped short. So here's the chance for Milton to get 3 or 4 if he can move the jack back a couple of inches. He'll bring the 3rd shot in, and the bowl he's delivering will make the 4th. Got to be conscious of being right to the jack. Put it on the way. It's a fraction wide, I think. See what the players decide. 3. So 3 shots. So effectively 3 to Milton and 6 went to Ian Ogleby. the intensity of the game. Even the players weren't really conscious of the penalties and the actual standing after they finished. Just had to recheck. Shows the concentration that is so focused on the bowls themselves rather than the paperwork. Nice bowl there from John. Well positioned. Pressure's on Mike Hayward to match it. A little bit short. Certainly second shot. John's given it nice grass. Just struggles a little bit with the length. Have to keep thinking that pushing be positive to the jack, sighting the bowl behind the jack as the ideal spot to finish. Unfortunately, Milton's run through the gaps. Didn't touch the edge. Ian's bowls come down nicely onto John's. Kicked the jack sideways, but I think he's still holding the shot. So jack eye bowl, the jack, the black bowl. So Milton will use that as the new jack to draw to. Roll that away. Come the other side. Rolled it nicely, pushed the jack into the yellow's path. Rolled the black out of the head. Ian plays into the split. It didn't quite get the shot, but certainly holds second shot. On mat 32, Yvonne Clark playing Jeanette Stote. The score is Yvonne on 4 and Jeanette on 7. So New South Wales playing South Australia. Gentle roll in there from Mike. See if John can play onto the black bowl and just push it into the opening, collecting the jack. Doesn't need to be too heavy, but just enough to force the yellows out of the way. See now how John adapts with his coming down the hill. Just lost the weight, across the line and cuts pretty quickly underneath once you lose your weight. Call for Micahs to touch the outside yellow. Squeeze the yellows in together against the jack. He's given it enough grass, but he's almost played the shot that John was to play. So we'll see this time if John can get that weight right. Just reaching onto that black bowl. Bowl's looking fairly positive at this point, and that's the perfect weight. Just broke open the yellows, left the jack sitting loaded on the black bowl, getting a New South Wales shot. Milton Jr. trying to draw into that gap that's been created there by John. Again, can't dead draw on this mat. Needs to be just a little bit more positive. Ian's got the problem that there's nothing behind the head if the jack does get sprung, so he needs to be able to get something through the gap, but not carry the jack back. You see Don McLeod, our famous Don McLeod fan club patron, here watching the games. Now Ian's got something behind the shot bowl. Ian has the last bowl, so depends on Milton Jr. if he can get into the head. Feather, yep, kicked it across to the yellow bowl. Mike was a bit eager there. He was about to declare the head. Ian still had a bowl to come. Ian's got a buffer. One that's not really going to hurt, but he's still, as always, looking to play the shot. Still looking to score the last shot if possible. It is lined up with the last bowl of Ian's that he's put in behind the head. He's dropped it off the edge, so one shot to South Australia. Moving him on to 13. Mike leads off. Roll in there. Nice steady delivery from John. slightly down. So pressure there from the two leads is really good. Shot at the moment. It's favouring South Australia. John's just dropped a little short on that. So good start from the leads. Setting the head up. 3 bowls behind the jack. Locked in there, so that's still no change to the position. See if Ian can get a scoring shot in. Beautiful draw bowl. Cuts just across, didn't touch the jack. Yep, and Junior's drawing up onto that black bowl. Yep, picks it up, spits it across, possibly in favour of New South Wales. But again, so early in the match, the situation will be to get something a little bit further back. South Australia have got the only back bowl. All the others are forward of the jack. So just waiting on Ian to his visualisation of the shot. Goes into his delivery routine. Ball placed high in the fingers. Very much a fingertip bowler. Little rock. The head. So looks like he's looking to rock the yellow bowl, move the jack across. Depends whether we're going to see Mike disturb the head, move the jack, or the shot bowl, black bowl out of the head. Nick Scotland staggers up, just flips, yep. Nicely turns the jack around the back of the yellow bowl. But again, the New South Wales have a bowl behind the jack, which is what they were lacking before. So they're looking to draw around the head. This is the swinging side, the broadcast side, so if they can get that little bit of swing, draw it round. John's sent it on its way. It's done a duck short. Needs to be out to 7/8 of the carpet. Less than that, it will duck fairly quickly. There's only one at the moment for South Australia. They need to make up some ground. So we've only got 2 ends to go. Or 1 end to go. We're into the 15th end. I think Mike's bowl's going to drop well short. Add the stagger to the dropping of the bowl. It takes all the pace out of it. As soon as you get a snaky bowl, it's you've got to add weight to get it to flow through. So on mat 32, Yvonne Clark has picked up a couple of shots and she's now 6 shots to Jeanette Stout on 8. So they're starting to get through the ends there. 12 ends down. They're playing 21 in the singles event. 16 ends in a team event. John Shen gives it plenty of width. Reaches back behind the head, but unfortunately doesn't change the state of the formation, but it does give the 2 bowls behind the head. It has the option to play in with a little bit of weight to dislodge the jack from the South Australians' bowls. A little bit of discussion on rearranging the head. So Milton Junior's getting into position to play a controlled weight. He's given it the launch. 2 shots. The conversion shot was on. It's altered the opposite proposition for Ian. It was lined up to go back to the blacks prior to that delivery of Milton Juniors. So that may mean Ian will need to do a recalculation. See the direction that Ian takes. He's going to put a position bowl in. Looks like what he's planning to do is get a position bowl. Drawn to the outside, down, sitting there bowl beautifully. Taking the risk away of dropping any more. 2 to South Australia at the moment. Coming into the last end. There would still be 5 down if they do get 2 out of this. Milton Jr. has decided he needs to get that bowl on the commentary side of the jack. Put it on the journey. Weight's looking good. Just possibly held out. John's called it 2 down. Ian's taken a similar wide line, trying to draw in. Ever so close to cutting it out. But here it's 1, 2 down. So coming into the last end, South Australia are trailing by 5 shots, 15 to 20. So challenge is on for a big end. But that massive blowout of 6 shots, even though they cut it back to 3, took the momentum away from South Australia there in the middle of the game. It's one of those situations that you just pray you don't get into, but taking it off, first of all for a penalty of 5 and then another knock-off with a penalty of 2, really psychologically puts a pressure on. And at this stage, that's where 3 shots would have put them in a striking distance for the last end. Pressure now on South Australia to try and close the gap as much as possible. New South were ahead of them on points, and the percentage was more in favour of New South Wales. Milton Jr. looking to draw a second shot. Does it beautifully, picking up 2 shots there with a resting toucher. You know, he'll be chasing that shot bowl of Milton's. Gently rolls Milton's bowl out and replaces it with his for a shot. Very much a game of technique. Milton Jr. changes hands and returns a favour and pinches the jack out. May have gone a little further than he wanted. You know, he goes down the narrow side of the mat. Last positions behind the jack. Lays the other black bowl down. Possibly now 2 down South Australia on the changeover. Going for Mike Hayward. Challenge is that the New South Wales have 2 back bowls. Mike can only really play on to the jack. And the shot bowl, try and squeeze it through the gap. Back to the yellow, but behind the head. Most important, having that back bowl. Okay, but gives it a fair bit of grass. Missed the shot bowls, but finishes nicely in the box. John Shen just needs to draw in front of the shot bowl and sit the jack. Drifts in, just nicely moves the jack. Risk is that Mike can't afford to be too heavy drawing in onto the black bowls. He's gone a fraction narrow. Two shots to New South Wales at the moment. John rolls in again, nice and steady. Loads everything up with, looks like 2 or 3 resting bowls on the jack. Milton Jr. Tries to disturb the head. Just glanced off the outside black. And the change is probably cut it back to 2 shots. Still New South Wales in control. Ginogly puts in what I'd loosely term a blocker. The idea of that short bowl is to take away the clear view of the shot bowl that Milton Jr. would be looking for, but it is also a psychological point of reference that invariably gets in the player's eye as he's lining up and can be a real nuisance. Milton's taken the wide line, trying to stay away from that blocker. Puts it, unfortunately, way past the actual shot balls. And has answered absolutely incredibly well there. Would suggest 3 shots.